So here we have Princess Gwenevere, or Starla,
Yeah.
in her jewel power outfit. And one of the things that I like is also when you have them undressed and you're looking at this, it's essentially like their adventuring outfit.
Right, yeah. The snap-on armor pieces basically give you that double play feature where you can have them.
Hashtag screen accuracy.
Yeah. And unfortunately, of course, there's no way to remove the helmet pieces. Well, I think you could technically pull them out of the side. But
yes, but then they would still have this, like,
but then they just have
swim cap on.
a swim cap with a big ponytail.
Exactly, yeah. So it really, it did not do any good
Right.
taking off the
Right.
visor. That was one thing that I remember as a child that I kind of wanted, because when I didn't have the armor on, I was like, oh, it's kind of like they're in their adventuring outfit, but then they still have their helmet on, and I was like, but that's not screen accurate.
Exactly.
So that upset me.
Right.
But when you're looking at the jewel-powered Guinevere doll versus the artwork for the show, it's pretty spot on. I mean, there
Right.
are some differences. What are some things that you first see?
The first thing I notice is the lack of the cape
Okay,
on the
cape.
doll. So the cape is something that she only ever has in this jewel armor outfit. Never in any of the other versions of it. And I do miss it. I miss it on the toy.
Do you?
I wish they could have included it somehow. I mean, like the ruffle thing that she wears, it's fine. Like,
Well, it's also worn differently. Like, the way that she wears it, it goes behind her neck and then in front of her arms and
Right.
then in her back. But on the design for the actual show, it's kind of two pieces.
right, it kind of starts at the hip, comes up over the shoulder, and then
goes
comes back down.
Yes, exactly. So again, I mean, I guess they're
it's-
limited on the
it is
design.
it is, I guess, a creative way of interpreting that for a toy to do it a little more cheaply.
But when you say the ruffle thing, I think so many of us consider it like this, fashionable collar thing that she just wears on the toy. But I think it's a little bit less pronounced in the actual artwork.
Oh, it's much less pronounced because it doesn't come up behind her head.
Right, it doesn't go up behind her head. It's like it's much more frilly, doll-esque in the toy versus the artwork. The other thing that I foresee is the fact that the armor pieces, and I know that they're just a clear plastic, but on the show, it's the golden jewels on, like, the pink
Right.
armor or the leather pieces, but on the toys, they're all just pink pieces.
Yeah, and you can see on her boots on the toy, she has the molded gem from the show.
Oh, same thing with all the other
Yeah.
pieces, like the collar piece, like they have the molded jewels on
Right,
it.
it's just none of it's painted.
Right, it's all
Yeah.
just a clear plastic. The other thing is that the armbands. So in the final artwork, they go up to her elbow,
Yeah, they're quite large.
and on the toy, they're like they're wrist size.
Yeah, their wrist size, they look a little spikier on the end.
They're much more spikier than what they are in the actual toy design. Again, it's more like a arm brace versus like a little, I don't know, bracelet or something.
Right, yeah, it's a cuff almost.
Right. The chest part of the toy is pretty screen accurate, like what you were talking about, how she has the
Yeah.
design. I think the only thing is that in the show it's purple and on the toy it's pink.
Yes, it is like a dark shade of pink on the toy. Also, I remember on my childhood toy that rubbed off.
Yes,
So,
we discussed that in the archive
yeah.
showcase. But she has her bodysuit. She's lacking the cape, unfortunately.
Yeah.
She has almost the correct style boots, again, just without the golden jewels on it. And her helmet, I think, again, that the plastic is all the same color, but
Right.
in the show design, the helmets, the visors are a lighter color. They're like a glass.
Right.
Versus a heavy plastic that's over them.
Right. And it gives them almost like a racer helmet look,
Yes.
which I liked a lot.
Well, and Greg talks about this
Right.
in many previous
Right.
podcast episodes. But the other thing is that on the doll, the top headpiece matches the rest of the body color, which is like a mauve purple. But then it's like this hot pink plastic piece, but yet on the design of the show, the whole helmet is hot pink.
Right.
So it's kind of like a different color as well.
Right. Yeah.
You wonder why they didn't make it the same color.
I know. You sort of wish, like, oh, I kind of wish the the plastic pieces for the doll could have been cast in a little bit lighter shade of plastic. I think that would have been nice.
Well, the thing is that I think the hot pink color kind of matches the artwork, but it's just the fact of, again, like the boots. The boots on the toy should have been the same color as the plastic pieces, same as the top of her helmet piece.
Right. So when you see Gwen as the toy without the plastic armor pieces, she's a little monochromatic to me. You know, in the show version, she's got that dark purple backing of the cape.
Of course, the royal colors.
Right, it's broken up with the yellows of the jewel pieces. You know, there's a little more difference between the pink colors that they use for her, and it's all a little like narrower band.
I gotcha.
By the magic of the Sunstone, you're tuned into the Jewel Riders Archive.